Hi, I'm Jennie Pawlowsky. I'm just an average citizen here. I had a business on the water, and I stopped doing that in 2013. Nothing that I'm going to say today is going to be new to you except my last two sentences. It's affecting our lifestyle. We can't go swim. It's affecting our businesses. It's affecting our real estate. Blah, blah, blah. We all know this. I'm done being a peaceful protester. I'm done being a peaceful citizen. If politicians from the local level up to the state do not start acting, we will take things in our own hands. That's all I have to say. Put me on the watch list. Thank you. Please. Excuse me.
Glenn Schmidt will be followed by Jordan Swartz. Jordan, if you could make your way up, please.
Well, this is a pretty sad day, and I think we feel it. We feel the frustration. This is a pretty sad day. We feel the anger. Wow, I've never been asked to speak louder. All right, let me start the clock and I'll speak right into this gizmo. So it's a very sad day. We're here to discuss a real demise of a city and a neighborhood and a community. And I think for anybody who wants to short play this, and if anything that we're less than we're under attack, is really severely playing this hand wrong. We are under attack. I saw an article from 1955 discussing this problem. We had data, and that's an excellent job putting it together. I don't have the ability to process that data, and I certainly don't have the ability to say where's the smoking gun in that data. We have a ton of data. What we need is action, and I think you're really feeling the anger. The problem with this community is this problem is being funded by our own funds. Yeah. This is amazing to me. Our local property taxes perpetuate this problem. Our federal income taxes perpetuate this problem. If there's 50 years of somebody hitting you with a stick, you better have some options and maybe even consider taking the stick away. So, I'm sorry, this is not as complicated as we're trying to make it out to be. We've looked for peaceful, reasonable solutions to something that is not our problem. We didn't create this problem, but the ability to take this on as if this is our problem is just perpetuating the problem. You have the ability to stop the water in its tracks and let water go wherever water goes. It will seek its own level. If you really feel that the Army Corps is going to send the Army in to defend its locks against an outraged citizenship, then I think you better think again, because we're protected by Second Amendment rights and a new beautiful Florida law called Stand Your Ground. This is absolutely enough. And nobody wants to make an unruly meeting because we appreciate the fact that in this country we have this forum, we have this meeting. You're doing an amazing job bringing public interest in it, and you got to be commended for that. People are just angry, and at some point we need a quick solution. Immediately sending the water south. We had Governor Scott declare a state of emergency for us, never to be seen again. Why? Because he said, you know what? Blame Obama. Bullshit. This has nothing to this transcends.
Wrap up, please.
I'm wrapping up. This transcends so many governorships and presidential administrations. This is our problem because we're taking it on. Stop the locks.
Your time's up, sir.
And we will have a win.
Thank you. Your time's up.
Thank you.
If we could please hold your applause, we could get through this much quicker. Thank you.
Okay, next up is going to be George Perkins, and George will be followed by Mike Glenn.
All right, I'm Jordan Schwartz, owner of Ohana Surf Shop, a small family business in town, and I'm going to take this a little bit different direction and talk about the effects that's having and what you guys have done not to address the problem. In 2013, you disbanded the Visitors Bureau and you hired a Parks and Recreation Department. And at that meeting, you guys said that job was to maintain tourism and ensure toxic algae concerns do not drop visitor numbers. Looking at the empty beaches 3 years later on July 4th weekend, that program has failed miserably. I would like to say it's been failed, ineffective policies, failed pilot programs. It's led to a decrease in tourism in this town, and it is time for a change. And it almost really feels like you're purposely trying. You close Bathtub Beach at the height of spring break. We have these algae blooms at the height of summertime. Would you guys vote for yourselves right now, or would you use a platform to vote against the person who was in power right now?
Sir, you cannot take comments to that level. You're here to address the board as a group. You are not to advocate either the defeat or...
I'm asking a question.
This is public comment
about that. Now, I would also say this town, 100%, Florida is mostly, but this town in particular is driven by tourism. When you cut off that tourism, you cut the head of the snake off, the rest of this town dies immediately. It's not going to be a long time. And I would also say, for Gail Harrell, where were these letters when it was in the C-44 canal? Where was it when the algae was there before it came out? Now we're saying, oh, we're gonna address a letter that hasn't even been written yet, but now we're gonna take advantage of it when the beaches are torn up. And we need to know right now, are you guys willing to declare a state of emergency and give funding to local businesses who need it right now? I know 2 businesses that are going out of business by August for sure, and there's a list of about 10 other friends that I have that have small businesses that swear by October they are done. And we need you guys to stand up for local economy right now and say there is a state of emergency, not loans where we pay back, but funding for small businesses who have been who make this town so special. You know, unless you guys want a bunch of Costco's and Freightliners in here, that's what you're going to have when you get rid of small business. So that's all I have, and thank you for listening. And you know, to say Gail and Joe Negron are the solution, both have taken money from big sugar interests, period.
Please, folks. Please. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is George Perkins. I've lived in the area for approximately 30 years now.
If you be quiet, you could hear.
My name is George Perkins. I've lived in the area for approximately 30 years now. And as we all know, this isn't a problem that just happened this week, this month, this year. This is a problem that's been ongoing. And the problem with government is when government sits back and goes through studies and does things but doesn't take action. The government is here elected by the people, for the people, not their own interests or what they feel like. This house here will work better if all 5 of you or 6 of you work together than only one for the whole body. It's time for the representative here. It's time to stand up to government. It's time to stand up to the federal government, the state government. It's time that these people here are represented by your voices. We hear these studies. We see all this paperwork. We see all this stuff. You spend 95% of the time government does on paperwork instead of finding a solution and acting on it. That's what the problem is. We don't care how it's happening or why it's happening. Take care of the matter for the people. And then on top of this, like I said, you know what? When everybody will run up here is when everybody complains about their taxes being too high because their values of their homes aren't where they are supposed to be. They're not $1 million homes anymore. They're $100,000 homes. So I think it's something that you really need to take care of right now. And like I said, we enjoy the beach. The residents here all year. We're not snowbirds. We're people that enjoy it year round. Your economy, everything relies on us. You need to take care of your own people, not your interests.
Next up will be David Weiner, or Weiner. I hope I'm pronouncing one of the ways right. No, you're up, sir. After you.
My name's Mike Glenn. I'm a lifelong Floridian. Live in Martin County by choice. Could have moved wherever I wanted to. I chose Martin County about 15 years ago. I've been seeing this destruction of our waterway, of our state's waterway, of our state's natural resources. I implore you guys. I'm proud to live here. You guys do a great job. We need more than great. We need something heroic. You guys need to come together as a commission. You got great staff here. You need to get St. Lucie County. You need to get Indian River County. You need to get every damn county in the state together to go to Tallahassee and tell Mr. Scott get off his ass. That is the problem. It's the political will needs a change. We all know the solutions. You hear great people talking. It's easy. Change the political will, and it's done today. Change the political will. It's crystal clear what needs to be done. Please.
Thank you.
I also request you declare a state of emergency and allocate internal funds right here to do that. Travel to Tallahassee, take your staff to Tallahassee and kick some butt. It needs to be done. You guys should be the leader in the whole state.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.